Thank you and welcome into this part one of Acumatica Beginners course. Before we dive deep into Acumatica, we need to understand what is an ERP system, Acumatica being a cloud ERP system. I have divided this video into phases and this is covering the phase one of this course. In this phase, I would like us to understand what is basically an ERP system. So ERP is an abbreviation for Enterprise Resource Planning Management System, which is a centralized system that connects and manages different business processes. What this means, an ERP system is one harmonized system which can be able to handle and manage different business processes. That is from sale, purchases, inventory, finance, tax, and so on and so forth. So these are just a few to mention. So they are just hosted under one house, which is the ERP system. That is why it is being called a centralized system that connect and manage different business processes. To move from there, in order to understand what an ERP means, because a lot of people usually confuse an ERP and accounting software. So you need to understand two business scenarios. You need to understand the business without an ERP, and so that you can be able to have a clear picture what a business usually look like when it has an ERP system. So a business without an ERP system, you get the sales, they are recorded under the Excel. You get the inventory is being monitored by manual record. Purchases can be operated by a separate system. Finance can be handled by accounting software. So that is where accounting software really come in, and that is where a lot of people usually get confused when they have an accounting software and they purport to have an ERP system. And then tax can be done using manual calculation. So in order to understand this business scenario, and this is the formation of many business where they don't have a harmonized system which usually run the day-to-day running of the business. They have a disintegrated system, or which is demarcated to different areas, as we have seen in this course. So the key characteristic of this business without an ERP is that you get disconnected data. So data is disconnected from one area to another. Then you get a lot of duplicate work because it is not done in a harmonized way by one system. It's also prone to a lot of manual errors which usually occur, and then there is a lot of poor visibility and monitoring what is being transacted in the business. When you go to a business which is running with an ERP system, it has a one central system where purchasing, where we move from purchasing, inventory, sales, finance, and tax. So you get there is a chronological order on how business transaction usually take place. So you get to the purchasing in case you purchase items, then it gets into inventory, then you make sales, then it go to finance, and then taxes deducted. So the key characteristic of this, you get that data is connected, and doing data analysis and tracing anything in the business is very easy. There is also real-time information. Then you can get automated processes and better visibility of the data. So to understand this business scenario, you can understand that the business without an ERP, you get to have different disintegrated system. That is where you get a lot of business in Kenya where they have an accounting software which usually deal with the finance area. So then it is done at the Excel. So they don't have a harmonized system. So when you have an ERP, you just have one system which handles every transaction in your organization or the environment where your business is operating. So your business only have one central system which monitor every aspect of the business. So because in this video we shall focus on the Acumatica ERP as the core. So when it comes to Acumatica as an ERP system, Acumatica is a cloud-based ERP system that is integrated with business processes in one platform. So Acumatica is a cloud-based ERP. So it means that a lot of your data will be stored in the cloud. So even losing this data is close to impossible. Having access to this system is very easy regardless of the area which you are located. So you don't need to be in the business to carry out transactions. So people can be working remotely and be using Acumatica. So from there, it have different platforms which falls in the Acumatica, where we have the financial management area. It can handle account receivables and payable. We can have inventory management, sale and purchase order, and tax management. So these are hosted under one system rather than disintegrated system in Acumatica. So I'll give you a clear picture of what I mean by this. So this is the whole analogy of an ERP system. So it handles different modules which are hosted under one system, and they take a workflow or a process workflow which usually you can be able to monitor, and it usually give out a lead time tracking of every aspect of the business. So we need to go to a practical business example of what I mean. We can take a scenario of a Kin 1 Hardware Limited. This is a hardware which is selling cement. So part 1, you purchase cement under the same system. That is where you purchase the cement, and when the purchase is done, you receive the cement into the inventory under the system. Then you sell the cement to the customer, also in the same system. You create an invoice which can also be automated. Then you can receive the payment and record accounting and tax. So under one system, this is where we are purchasing the cement. We are receiving the cement into our inventory, which is the hardware. We are selling the cement to the customer under the same system. Then you are creating an invoice, receiving the payment, and keeping record for accounting and taxes under the same house, which is the ERP system. So I would like us to continue and see how Acumatica connect the business, or the flow which follows when we are transacting with Acumatica. So you create a purchase order using the same ERP. You generate a purchase receipt. Then the order or the purchases get to the inventory. You create a sales order. Then a sales order move to shipment. Then we create a customer invoice. Then we create an account receivable. Then we go to general ledgers and taxes. We can continue and see another thing. So under the ERP, we usually have one transaction or multiple modules. A sale, when it comes to a sale, it usually have effect to different modules in the ERP. You can see, like, when we make a sale will result to stock being reduced automatically. So when you make a sale, it will affect your stock, and your stock will be reduced automatically. At the account receivables, you can see what customers owe to the business. Under the general ledger, you can see the accounting impact, how accounting impact is being recorded under the same interface. Under tax, you can be able to monitor even how VAT is being calculated. This is ERP now in action, not really accounting software. We can continue and close this at this point. You need to understand and differentiate an ERP system and an accounting software. So an ERP system connects different business processes and departments into one integrated platform, into one harmonized platform, not disintegrated platforms. Then an accounting software usually handle an aspect of a business. Maybe it is finance, more so they focus on the finance area of the business, like QuickBook. But this one cover the whole aspect of the entity. So in simple terms, ERP connect the entire business as one and whole unit. So it is being operated as a unit by just using one system. So basically, this is what I wanted to introduce, so that now when you are getting into the Acumatica Cloud ERP, you can have a grasp of what we mean by an ERP. So this is a complete beginner introduction. So in the next tutorial, I would like us to learn Acumatica ERP step by step, where we take you to the ERP so that you can see what you get into in the ERP. So the ERP is here. So you can see everything which I have explained, because you can see everything is hosted under this ERP. So this is what we shall be dealing with, and we can be able to observe this ERP. In case you need to download this ERP when you are working with it, I will put the link into the description of this video, which can help you to download and install this Acumatica ERP into your machine. And in case you have any problem when doing the installation, you can contact me and we can be able to do the installation together. So basically, thank you for watching. In case you have any query, don't hesitate to ask using our social media platform and also using the comment section. You can also reach me using my personal contact and email. So thank you for watching, and let us meet in the next video where we shall learn Acumatica ERP step by step so that you can grasp any concept and be able to know how it can solve the solution of your business. So thank you for watching and have a nice day ahead.